Many of us maintain an internal battle between artistry and education. Some of us maintain a viewpoint that creates a specious border between the two. We don't see that we can use both to our advantage so that they complement each other and complement us as individuals. And this misconception is largely derived from an illusion of stability that takes away the exploration of one's abilities. For me, stability comes from exploring the heights of my artistic creativity in dance and of excellence in academics, rather than choosing between the two. And this doesn't just apply to my discipline. For you, it may be painting, writing, singing, acting, or even playing a sport, just to name a few. And how about those opposing academic subjects, like English and math? I believe that if we're able to maintain a strong desire in more than one area of interest, then we might discover that stability doesn't mean restraint, but rather liberty. At the young age of 6, my mother introduced me to a world of great physical exertion, masked behind the elegance of ballroom. I learned to love it and even gained a national title only 3 years in. It taught me discipline and how to find ways to manage my dance schedule with my extremely rigorous 3rd grade curriculum. Toward the end of that year, I moved to the United States from a European country called Lithuania, or as most Americans seem to know by a small village in Russia. I'd always dreamt of what life was like in the world's biggest superpower, a nation with limitless boundaries where opportunities are endless. I listened to music in English, I watched movies in English, I showed great strength in my English language class in school. I was fascinated with the idea of living here, and I hope to do so later as an adult. But I never thought the day would come so quick, and once it did, I didn't feel as if I was able to maintain that equilibrium anymore, whether it be due to social or internal pressures. Though competing throughout the United States was exciting to say the least, I knew there was a part of me missing. I'd always felt a natural drive for competition, yet when you're cursed with a language barrier, it's difficult to excel academically. So I allowed dance to guide me. During this period of time, my partner and I won multiple dance competitions, performed on America's Got Talent, and even placed as finalists in a prestigious international event called Blackwood Dance Festival. Still, I knew I had great potential in both fields, but I wasn't able to showcase it in one of them. However, after months of struggle with the language, I was able to pass my ESOL test and enroll into advanced courses for my 6th grade year, putting me back on the road toward renewed academic achievement. Once I began focusing more on my studies, though, I found myself being criticized by those who only believed in me for my dancing. As a nationally recognized ballroom dancer, I've constantly had to deal with the dilemma involving my dance and my education. Having people denounce my choice of maintaining my studies was always a matter of guilt-inducing confusion to me. I was never able to understand those who discourage the people who strive to reach the highest peaks of their abilities. Yet, most have a different take on this topic. They believe that without centering yourself around one subject, you cannot accomplish the heights you wish to achieve. In my survey, I recently conducted a survey where I questioned 65 artists of all types: dancers, actors, singers, writers, musicians, filmmakers, ranging from middle schoolers to high schoolers to college graduates. When asked whether they are able to maintain simultaneous paths in artistry and education in this day and age, most said yes. But 16.9% chose no as their answer. When asked why, one responded that trying to multitask dancing and education for a serious career is a little hard. Because when attention isn't completely given to one thing, then you won't have success in either. Well, yes, I agree that it's a difficult task, but it doesn't mean it can't be done without success. As a dancer who chooses to train daily and also overload himself with rigorous courses, I believe that the power we hold within can only be expressed when we trust in the craft we wish to create. I think people truly underestimate the benefits you receive from both. As for myself, I've seen improvement in my organizational skills, work ethic, and self-efficacy. I've learned to juggle multiple tasks while still giving it my all. It forced me to find time and limit unnecessary constraints when I thought it to be impossible. I always get the question, how do you keep up with all the work? And my answer would be, commitment to my authentic self. But committing to both isn't easy or natural. It takes extreme effort and endurance. I've had multiple times where I didn't want to have just 5 hours of sleep and still go to dance after school with the little energy I was trying to save. I didn't want to be doing my homework at midnight after eating the entire day. I didn't want to go to school the next day after traveling for 8 hours, arriving home just before midnight, only to find myself jet-lagged and drained. But what I did want was so much more. I wanted to find satisfaction in my abilities. I wanted to reach my full potential in both. I wanted to gain knowledge on various perspectives on life in my classes, and knowledge of my mind and body through the vulnerability of dance. You see, in any field there are limitations, but these limitations are set by humans, not by gods. So if you've never seen someone accomplish a goal of your interest, as cheesy as it may sound, be that person. Believe in the fact that you can set an example for those who are doubting their own abilities. Perhaps along the way we may even find people who strive to do the same. In my case, many of my dance teachers have a higher education. And although they are professional competitors and coaches, they don't regret earning their degrees. In fact, I've seen their educational training influence their artistic abilities. So, why does society constrain us from reaching our full potential that has not yet been explored? The reality is that many educational systems discourage you from fulfilling both of your desires. Attending competitions that are not associated with your school can often be perceived as unacceptable excuses for missing class. This system discourages students from finding their strengths beyond academic borders, while seemingly calling for them to find their individuality and reveal their true selves. It is an infinite loop of contradictions. While I never experienced this at Doral Academy, I know many students that have in other schools. Some had to reject major opportunities, such as television appearances or important competitions, just because their school wouldn't excuse their absence. My experience has been quite the opposite. As a sophomore, I'm enrolled in challenging courses such as AP English Language and Composition, but I still have the ability to travel globally, sometimes missing weeks from school. I think a key part of my success with both has been maintaining active communication with my teachers, whether it be emailing them from a different continent or simply getting the word from them before I leave them. While some may say it's a crazy lifestyle, I think it's truly living to the best of my abilities. Sure, this lifestyle is one without a stop, for which I occasionally sacrifice sleep. In fact, more than occasionally. But the fulfillment of my passion is what gives me the energy to keep going. And once you get past feeling sorry for yourself, you truly start to see the positive aspects of that life. In my survey, I also asked whether educational courses have complemented their artistry. By less of a margin than I expected, the most common vote was no. Yet the vast majority of those who answered no to this question answered yes to their possibility of pursuing both careers. Since over 3/4 of those surveyed were high schoolers, it led me to believe that some schools fail to encourage students to intertwine their artistry with their more formal education. While I believe society can do a better job of motivating teens and people in general to explore different possibilities, I think that we ourselves should take charge in committing to our strengths. It is the fear of instability that keeps us away from exploring different fields. We are so scared of what may happen if we don't stick to one. But a life without the drive for curiosity is the scariest thing of all. Now, I'd like to remind everyone of their childhood mentality, a mindset without boundaries. When we're young, we seek to attain our aspirations, even if it means discomfort. We look for opportunities that excite us, that inspire us to explore our internal desires. Yet, when we grow up, we are forced to bury these dreams and look for a safer route, a route that guarantees destination. We are prone to the fear of taking risks. We forget that we don't gain anything valuable from remaining within those boundaries. Perhaps the risk of discomfort is, in fact, the key to stability. Because how stable can you be if you are taking away a portion of your true self? So if you have more than one desire, don't limit yourself. Success can only be produced through passion and commitment, But restraining yourself from your ambitions is simply a missed opportunity for greatness. Thank you.